Hello guys, welcome to this Java tutorial for beginners. In today's video, we will continue our discussion with the constructors in Java and in specific talk about user-defined constructor in Java. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now let us understand user-defined constructor with help of an example. So in our previous video, we saw that the default constructor is inserted by the Java compiler, right? And it has a signature something like this. So if you do not write any constructor, so by default you will have the class name followed by the round brackets and then your opening and closing parentheses. But here we have specified the constructor, so this becomes your user defined constructor. Although it looks similar to our default constructor, but since we have explicitly written it inside the class, then this becomes your user defined constructor. So we can also write some statement inside this, like so we can write system.out.println and then we have this hello from constructor, right? So let me save this and run this, and when we create an object, we'll have the output as hello for constructor and then the default value for our variable I, right? So let me run this program now. Now let me compile and execute the program. So let me run it, and as you see we have the output hello from constructor and below that 0, which is nothing but the value of our variable I. Now as you know that the constructor is invoked at the time of object creation, and the main purpose of constructor is to initialize the instance variable with the default values. So we can also pass method parameters to it, as constructor is also a method, right? So we can write something like this. So inside our constructor I can write int a, right? And now using this variable a, I can assign the value of our variable I with the value which is passed as an argument to the constructor, right? So here in our constructor I need to write the argument. So let me pass 3 as the argument, and now if I run the program, I should have the output as hello from constructor and 3, right? So let me run this program once again. Now let me compile and execute the program. So let me execute it, and as you see we have the output hello from constructor and 3. Now there are few things what you need to know about user defined constructors in Java. So first thing is that whenever you are using a user defined constructor in a class, while at the time of object creation we need to use that constructor only, and Java will not provide us with any default constructor. So here in this program, if I try to remove this argument 3, and now if I try to compile, I'll get the compilation error, right? So let me run this program now. Now let us compile the program. So as you can see we have the compilation error because our class contains a user defined constructor and its signature expects a single integer type argument as the input, right? And since we did not pass any argument in the constructor, that's the reason we got the compilation error, right? Now in order to fix the compilation error, what we can do is we can simply create this default constructor. So if I have this class A followed by the round brackets, and inside the parentheses, if I write this statement, just copy this statement hello from constructor, and let me make it default constructor, right? And what I'll do is I initialize the value of our variable I to 23, right? So now if I compile the program, we don't have any compilation errors because our program can see that there are two user defined constructor, one which expects a integer input and second one which does not expect any input, right? So let me run this program now. Now let me execute the program. So let me run it, and as you see we have the output hello from default constructor and 23. So second thing to remember is that our class can contain multiple user defined constructor. So as you can see in this example, we had one constructor which was similar to our default constructor because it did not contain any parameters, and in our second constructor we had the provision to pass a single integer value, right? So, if accordingly the constructor will be called based on the argument which are passed, right? And if there is no constructor which matches the argument which are passed, then you'll get the compilation error. And one final thing what you need to know is that you can also add access modifier to the constructor. You can write something like this. So I can write public and then the constructor, right? So that is it for the today's video. And don't forget to subscribe for more Java programming videos like this. And I will see you until next time.